So, guys, this is my review for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Season 1, Episode number 9. And, yeah, guys, let's dive into it. So, basically, yeah, it's like I'm just sitting here, just loss of words right now just because of what occurred in this episode. Um, the title of the episode, by the way, is The Final Ripple. And just a lot of processing for this episode. Now, I watched this episode like roughly a week ago, so I basically had to sit down and rewatch it again, and just seeing everything that transpired. Of course, the beginning we just we got Speedwagon and them rushing to say goodbye to JoJo and Arena as they're going off for their honeymoon because they just got married. And of course, also too, because I was saying in my review of episode 8 that I felt like the rule of thumb is nobody, no death. Of course, with Dio falling from the top of the castle there, we didn't actually see him actually physically die. That I had a feeling that he was going to be coming back, and sure enough, once his head, he basically saved himself by cutting his head off, falling to the grass. Wanchan comes and grabs his head and rushes off. Then we find out that yes, great, JoJo and Irina, they're going off their honeymoon, blah blah blah. But in the back of my mind, I'm sitting there thinking like something else must be going on in the background. And sure enough, we find out that Wanchan had a casket brought onto the boat, and of course Dio was there, and literally the episode just flows. So with me sitting here watching, Arena and JoJo just having the conversation about them, just glad to being together, glad to having the moment of peace, and then he sees Wanchan within roughly 5 minutes of that conversation. That's when things pick up. And JoJo chases after him, and basically takes him to the casket. And of course, there has to be people, kind of snooping around the casket and stuff like that. And of course, Dio kills a couple of them, and Wanchan had already turned one of the people on the boat into the zombie vampires and stuff like that. So, things just picked up really, really quickly, and it was sort of a hint with the mother and the baby. It was real brief at the table across from them when the guy turned. It was automatic assuming that that woman and the baby were going to get attacked, but she had ran off, and of course she basically protects the child while getting attacked by a zombie vampire and gets killed, but the baby survives. So off top, I'm sitting there thinking like the baby's more than likely going to survive whatever's going to happen moving forward. And I'm sitting here thinking that JoJo was going to be able to figure out a way to get him, Arena, and the baby off the boat, but that's not the case at all. They get into a fight. Dio. That's the thing. Like in this episode, you realize that Dio, he even says it. The guy who did this to me, I have more respect for him now, because again, I said it in one of my past review videos. Like I feel like because they spent so much time together and got older, and that there is a side of both of them that, again, per what Dio is saying, there's respect towards each other, there's some type of affection or love towards each other. It's very small, but it's there. It's just that they have this ongoing grudge that has been going on since they were young kids, that I sat here and to hear Dio say, even to Wanchan, when Wanchan was trying to attack and hurt JoJo, that he was saying like, don't do anything to him, he's the guy that did this to me, you're gonna respect him as I respect him, basically. And it's just like, man, like such great writing here in this episode, in episode 9. Just blew me away. And once Dio attacked to try to take over JoJo's body, hitting his neck, piercing his neck, I still felt like, if anything, JoJo was going to at least last a bit longer. He definitely used his hit the last of his Hamen, though, basically sort of kind of like how Zeppeli did in episode 7. I think it was episode 7. Like sort of kind of the same, sort of in a sense the same way. Well, no, it wasn't the same way, but just basically just pouring out his last of a bit of his essence into JoJo in episode 7. But JoJo basically did his final attack, the last little bit of energy within him to take out Wanchan. That Dio tried to, Dio still tried to take over JoJo's body, but of course that didn't occur. But what are the odds that Wanchan's body flies across the room over to where the boat, like the operation portion of the boat that makes the boat go, that his body gets stuck there, and then the zombies come, while JoJo and Arena are having their final goodbyes, like, and that part of the ship is blowing up, but at the same time JoJo's telling her, like, it just harpens us back, because he even says it here in the episode, like, I need you to protect the baby like how my mother protected me. Like, it's basically the same connection between here now in episode 9, way back in episode 1, where his mother sacrificed herself to protect him when he was a baby. So it's just like that connection's there. And like I said, we see that JoJo has just a little bit of energy left to be able to save Arena from this explosion, but it's like a nail in the coffin with the parts of the boat hitting the back, stabbing the back of JoJo's back. But at the same time, that worked out because Dio tried to still connect himself to JoJo, but he was able to pull one of those pieces out of his back and stab the neck portion of Dio to stop him. But again, this really was an emotional episode too, just because he was having his final goodbyes with Arena. There was that respect and acknowledgement between the both of him between Dio and JoJo, and then they have this moment here again. R.I.P. to JoJo. Like, it's just like, man, like I wasn't expecting this to happen, and that's the thing. The season's not even over. I think I'm not even halfway through season 1. I think there's 25 episodes, so it's like I'm only close to a halfway portion of the show, and JoJo, the main character, is gone. So now, like I said, we get this somber goodbye. JoJo dies holding Dio in his arms. Instead of, I still feel like he should have been holding Arena, but again, Arena has to get off. Of course, her getting into the casket that is able to withstand such an explosion. I saw that coming a mile away. Like, yeah, she's gonna survive with the baby there, because she's right next to it, right? So it's just like, man, like I just was just like blown away by just how great this episode was. And now we find out, the boat blows up. I think Dio survived again. That's what I think. Again, the explosion happens, but I still feel like Dio is still alive. But now, Arena she talks about JoJo dying, and she basically says that she's pregnant, but she also has this baby in her arms. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with this child moving forward. Is there going to be a dual connection like how there was between JoJo and Dio moving forward? Again, like I said, I believe Dio is still alive, even after this explosion had occurred, because I basically feel like Hamen needs to be the actual effect that kills him. Something like an explosion, I feel like, doesn't do that much damage, even to his headless head here. So yeah, all in all, I really did indeed enjoy the final act of JoJo, and now I'm looking forward to. Looks like gonna be moving on with his child, moving forward. Wondering what the child's name's gonna be and stuff like that. Just curious about that. And like I said, that other baby that Arena saved. So all in all, just really such a great emotional, just great final act for JoJo, for these two specifically. But again, like I said, I believe Dio is still alive. But with that, guys, Leave some comments in the comment section below. What did y'all think of episode 9 when you first sat down to watch it for the first time from season 1? Let's talk about some things. But hopefully I will talk to you all with my review of episode 10 to come in the next few days to come. But with that, I will hopefully talk to y'all next time with more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure videos. Peace, guys.